The 1964 earthquake remains the largest recorded in Alaska and is the second largest ever in history. It has been estimated that $300 million worth of property damage had occurred. 180,000 square miles was disrupted by the quake. This area is larger than the entirety of California. Kevin Spill, the city's emergency management director, has said, "It's apathy. People don't take the time to prepare. Are you ready?"
Earthquake. Oh my gosh. That's like a tsunami.
We're good.
I would hope that you keep your senses about you and don't do something foolish. If you live in a coastal area, obviously you're going to have to get to high ground.
A properly prepared survival kit has these 5 crucial items. Water is essential for all life on this planet and is important for drinking and sanitation. You should have 1 gallon of water per person per day for at least 3 days. It is imperative that one has 3 days of rations stored for emergency. Medical supplies will come in handy as getting to a hospital will prove extremely difficult in a crisis situation. Since we live in Alaska, an alternative heat source, including but not limited to wood, survival bags, or warm blankets, are imperative for survival. Lastly, having a 2-in-1 light source / radio will prove useful when the lights go out and the news becomes hard to extract.
After a disaster, people need trained care, and we need to care for our trained people. Jake Wood is a former Marine who co-founded Team Rubicon, an organization whose mission is to unite the skills and experiences of military veterans with first responders to rapidly deploy emergency response teams.
There are 2 problems. The first problem is this inadequate disaster response. It's slow, it's antiquated, it's not using the best technology, and it's not using the best people. The second problem that we became aware of was a very inadequate veteran reintegration, and this is a topic that is front page news right now, as veterans are coming home from Iraq and Afghanistan, and they're struggling to reintegrate into civilian life. And we sat here and we looked at these 2 problems, and finally we came to a realization. These aren't problems, these are actually solutions. And what do I mean by that? Well, we can use disaster response as an opportunity for service for the veterans coming home. Recent surveys show that 92% of veterans want to continue their service when they take off their uniform. And we can use veterans to improve disaster response. Clay was with us in Port-au-Prince. He was also with us in Chile. Earlier this year in March, Clay took his own life. This was a tragedy, but it really forced us to refocus what it is that we were doing. You know, Clay didn't kill himself because what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. Clay killed himself because of what he lost when he came home. He lost purpose, he lost his community, and perhaps most tragically, he lost his self-worth. But after Clay, we shifted that focus. And suddenly, now moving forward, we see ourselves as a veteran service organization that's using disaster response. Because we think that we can give that purpose and that community and that self-worth back to the veteran. Because right now, somebody needs to step up, and this generation of veterans has the opportunity to do that if they are given the chance. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have earthquake right now, and this is actually moving. Can you see the cracks moving? That crack was not there. The crack is getting bigger and smaller, going back and forth. And there is water coming up all over in the park right now. And here's a huge crack, and it's still moving.